Hey folks, we're going to jump back into 1 Corinthians this coming Sunday morning. I want to invite you to join us at 9 o'clock for our prayer gathering, at 9:30 for our family groups, and then at 10:40 for our worship celebration. And in that worship service, we're going to be looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 26 to 31, continuing this really emphasized section in 1 Corinthians that'll take us really until the Advent season almost on the gospel and talking about the gospel. And so this coming Sunday, we've looked at this series on problems and solutions in the church, we've talked about this call to unity that we have, and then as a result of our unity in Christ, we ought to prevent division. And then you might remember we started looking at the gospel message a couple weeks ago as we dived into this section that goes specifically into the gospel. And so we're going to talk about gospel calling this coming Sunday as we finish chapter 1. So I want to invite you to read those verses, really read 1 Corinthians chapter 1 at least, but even specifically verses 26 to 31. And I'm going to challenge you to be marked by humility in Christ as we think about the calling that is on all of our lives in response to the gospel. And so we're going to talk about a few imperatives pertaining to the gospel calling on our lives, a few commands, a few expectations that if we follow Jesus, what should that mean? How should that look when it comes to the gospel, and then how we live that out in our everyday life? So I want to invite you to join us at that time of worship and fellowship and encouragement on Sunday morning. It's a great time for us to get together and build one another up and really try to advance the gospel, not only in our lives together, but then, of course, in our community and to the nation. So looking forward to seeing you Sunday morning, and we'll talk to you then.